Let me show you a magic way to make money. What do you think is going to happen if you take 100 Rand and you apply the power goal to that 100 Rand? In other words, my power goal is to take 100 Rand, turn it first of all into 500,000 Rands within 1 year, and then to take the 500,000 and turn it into 20 million over the next 4 years. In other words, from now, over the next 5 years, into 20 million from 100. That is the goal. But do you know that very few people are going to achieve the goal? And for that reason, what's going to happen when you take the goal and you start applying this by applying the formula for riches? And that is how I'm going to do it. And this then becomes my strategy. We call it the Wealth Creator Strategy. And this I want to teach you in a webinar, a live webinar, where you can ask me any questions. And I'm going to show you actually, because I've started on the 1st of November 2021. Now, 10 weeks later, this 100 is already more than 900,000 Rand. And this, you have to see it. And I'm going to play open cards during the webinar to show you exactly how I've done it. I'm Hannes Dreyer, I'm a wealth creator, and my passion is to teach people how to apply the Wealth Creator Strategy in their lives. Now, it's not necessarily an easy strategy. Let me tell you why. A lot of people think if I'm going to read the books, I'll have the knowledge, and I attend the webinar, it's going to happen. The webinar is to give you an outline. Unless you're going to do it and take responsibility to apply that you will learn during the webinar and then later on in the books, you don't have to even read the books, because I'm going to show you a shortcut way to do it. There's no ways that you'll be able to do it. So I'd like to invite you, if you think that this is something that you'd like to know at least, so that you can apply it, and I hope that you're going to apply it, then make sure that you click on the link that you'll find in the description area just below this video and come and attend. What are you going to get during that webinar? First of all, I'm going to give you the ebooks of these two, the Power Goal as well as the Formula for Riches, because I'm going to explain it during the webinar so that you know how to apply it. And then you've got the books to go back in order to take this step by step, because it's a step-by-step process that you have to do. On top of that, I'm going to show you how the financial system is confoculating you so that you do not know that you don't know what you're supposed to know, and you're supposed to know how to become financially independent at least within 5 years. But through their products and their services, it is not possible. So I'm going to give you an alternative. It's not to say that you should do it, but at least now you'll have the option to know what is available. And then I'm going to share with you 4 incredible secrets. We call it disruptive profits. Now, why do I call it disruptive profits? You know, it's not the growth like a 10% or a 20% that you'll get on a unit trust, maybe 27%. That was the highest over the last 5 years. I'm talking about explosive growth, disruptive profits. And how do we do that? First of all, the first secret is what we call asymmetrical knowledge. It is the only difference between rich people and poor people is that rich people know stuff that poor people don't know. That's all. It's got nothing to do with the intelligence or the degrees that you've got. That's all. And they know how to do it. And most of them understand that the fastest way to get a growth and the best way to get a growth is to mitigate the risk down. In other words, to start and get the risk to just 100 Rand that I'm going to show you in the webinar. The second thing that I'm going to share with you then is, it's one thing to have that knowledge, but that knowledge must be transferred into skills. And this is what I call the disruptive skills or disruptive competencies. Now, most people have got this idea, yeah, but I must be good at maths, or I must have a high IQ, or I must go to university in order to be able to do it. And it's a lie. I'm going to give you a shortcut whereby within 2 weeks, you'll start to see and find ways, because I'm going to help you through the webinar, that you can see that you can start getting phenomenal results in terms of the growth. Now, the moment that you've got the skill, I don't want to work 7 days a week, every day. So I work on what we call disruptive systems. And I'm going to share my system with you. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm just going to tell you so that you can see what I've done so that you can do more or less the same. Okay, Now, why is the system so important? Because my systems gives me the freedom to do the things that I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, without worrying about where's the time going to come from, because it takes me less than 2 minutes per day to manage all my portfolios. That includes the properties as well as the business as well as the cryptocurrencies. And I'm talking about all the portfolios. 2 minutes per day, that's all. Now, the last one is perhaps the most important one, and that is what we call the disruptive strategy. Now, the disruptive strategy is basically the plan that I follow. The strategy is the intelligent use of limited resources to go from where you are to where you want to be in the shortest possible time with the least amount of risk. And this is the application of these 2 books plus another product that you're going to get, a surprise product, during the webinar and for attending the webinar. And there we're going to go into it. I'm going to give you my blueprint so that you can build your own strategy, hopefully around this one, because this is really a powerful strategy. I don't think you know of any other strategy where you can take just 100 Rand and by taking and applying that strategy can turn that into 500,000 so that you can start with the 500,000 challenge and then turn that into 20 million. Maybe I did not tell you about the 500,000 challenge or the 500k challenge. This is a challenge where I saw 2 experts here in South Africa taking on a challenge to see who's going to do the best, and this is where this whole idea came from, that I'm going to show them that I don't need 500,000, but I take them on the 500,000 challenge. So whatever you do, please make sure that is, if you're willing to take the responsibility, click that link and book for your seat, and make sure that you attend, because I guarantee you that it's information that you do not want to miss, because you will not get it anywhere in the world. So click on that link and then I'll see you in the webinar.